Hi there, welcome back. I'm Kate from Faith Open Laundry. I'm wishing you a Merry Christmas. I hope you've had a lovely, festive, celebratory time with family and friends. I am going to be doing a video today on decluttering. I've got about 12 or so quick fire, I like to call them, decluttering projects that we can really do in a minute or less, and hopefully it will just propel us into 2025, with a good feeling and a good start to the year, and just a feeling that we're, getting on top of clutter in our households. Stuff that is actually, real life for me as well. For example, my handbag and things like that. So they're just really quick, easy decluttering projects that we can do together if you like. So let's get into these 12 items. So my first super quick suggestion of somewhere that you can declutter in just a minute or so is your Tupperware collection. Obviously it's not always called Tupperware depending on what kind of containers you've got, but it can be the nemesis of every kitchen, I think, and it can be hard to know how to store this kind of these kind of containers. I've got glass containers with lids in here, lunch boxes. I've got these zip lock type containers, these little round type ones. What else have I got in here? Drink bottles, these takeaway type containers. But whatever type containers you've got in your cupboard, even it might be a drawer like mine, or some type of cupboard where you've got them stored, they can just be really tricky to know how to keep them in a way that is easily accessible to you, and also that doesn't end up in a mess like this all the time. So the easiest way that I have found to do it, obviously it doesn't look like this at the moment, but that is to actually store the containers with their lids on, and try and do that all of the time. Now this is not necessarily the most space effective way of storing containers, especially if you're short on space, but it can just help you to see in the long run actually what you've got in there. And if you're pairing all of your lids with your containers, then at any time when you just glance into your drawer that there actually is a full set of that container and lid there. I've got this all empty now, and I've just matched all of my containers up with their lids, and I'll just start popping these back in here, and you'll just see how much easier it is to be able to see what you've actually got in here, that they actually do have a matching lid. And obviously you can still make the most of your height room that you've got in whatever storage place you're putting all of your Tupperware. I have got 4 of these little containers, but one of them doesn't have a lid, so I'm going to throw that away. Here's what I've got at the end, which this container doesn't have a lid and this lid doesn't have a container, so those are going to be decluttered and just thrown in the bin. And then my drawer here is much easier to be able to see what's in here. It's all stacked up, every container has its lid, and just visually a much more organized drawer. The next place that you can look at decluttering quickly is the front of your fridge. Now, a lot of us have, sentimental items on here, photos or, other sort of family memorabilia type items, and that's fine. If you like to have those kind of items on your fridge, then keep them there if it makes you happy. But, generally if you've got items stuck on here that you probably don't even remember that are on here. I know, I'm guilty of that. I don't have a lot of items stuck on here at the moment, but certainly I know that this here is like a meal planner type notepad that was gifted to me, a couple of years ago, and it's never been used, so I'm going to take that off and declutter that. And then if you've got other little bitsy items like I've got on here, stuck on here, I think I've got an appointment card for the dentist for my son, so I'm actually going to take that off and just write it on my actual calendar, and then it's not, you know, just causing clutter on my visual clutter on my fridge. And any other like magnets that, you know, are just not really very appealing or useful for you anymore, then take them off, and it just will, yeah, give a slightly less cluttered look to your fridge. Candles are another item that can be quickly decluttered. Now, if you've got candles that are, you know, more sort of cheaper type of candle, then they can burn really unevenly, and this is quite frustrating because it means that you can be left with a candle that, you know, hasn't all been used up but just won't burn very well anymore. So there are a couple of things that you can do with these. You can either just get a knife around the edge here and just try and scoop it out, or just sit it in a little bit of hot water for a few minutes and it should loosen, and then you can just recycle the glass part of the candle. The other thing that you can also do, and I've done this in the past, is to actually sit the candle in a pot of water and just boil it or simmer it slowly, and the whole of the candle will melt completely, the wax, and then you can just decant that off. I mean, you can, if you really wanted to, just melt them all together and then pop it into one glass container, and you've got, you know, more candle to use, but the smell might be a little bit odd. But yeah, I think this is a really great and easy one to declutter, rather than having these half-used candles that are just sitting in your home and causing clutter. The next item that I think you can make a really quick decluttering decision on is plants. Ugh, plants and I don't do very well. And I should say it every year to, you know, my family and friends, but I don't enjoy getting plants as gifts. So they just end up dying. This one here I received, and it, you know, was looking really, really good for a number of days, and I was watering it, and then it just has, you know, gone dead-headed on the top, which I guess it does after a while. But I'm not going to try and revive this plant. It's going to go into the bin. You could, you know, try and gift it onto someone else who does enjoy gardening or enjoys plants, but for me, this is an easy decision. This is just going to go into the bin, and I will try and keep this one here alive for as long as I can. So I think, you know, when it's been a gift and you maybe feel a little bit guilty about, you know, decluttering that particular item, or that you're going to be throwing it away, you know, the gift has been given. It's yours now to do what you choose to do with it. And I just feel that, you know, I'll keep it alive for as long as I can. And then I've enjoyed the beauty, and I've enjoyed, you know, the purpose of the gift for that particular time. And then I'm happy to move it on. So yeah, just encourage you to be able to do the same and just let go of that guilt of items that are actually now yours, and you get to choose what you do with them. I'm moving on to my handbag now. I know this is going to be a very interesting mix of things because I haven't looked in here since I finished work about 10 days ago, and I normally take, you know, my breakfast with me in the morning, you know, bread and things like that. So there may be some things in here that are not so great, but I'm going to have a little look. So just encourage you to pull out your handbag as well and have a good declutter in there. It really shouldn't take long. I'm just going to move you down a bit here so you can see what I've got. So I've got an old calendar here, 2024, that can go in the bin. Yes, I've got some bread here which has gone mouldy. That's really, really gross. Into the bin. 2 avocados. Forgot I had those in there. And then it's just going to be all of these, you know, receipts and things like that. that just piles up over time and can be chucked away. Got little pots of coffee and things that I take into work, tea bags that I like to take in. I've got a tape measure, goodness only knows why I've got that in there. Okay, so I've had a sort of all of this. I've got general rubbish here. All of this is paper recycling, clutter, receipts, things like that. I've got some papers that need to be shredded. Some things that I'm going to keep. And then the rest of this can just go back into my bag, the things that I actually want to keep. My teas and coffee, my lipstick, and that's pretty much all that I need to have in my bag now, nice and decluttered. The next space that you can do a quick, sort through or 1 minute declutter is into your fridge. Now, I did a video a few weeks ago on my main fridge, but this is actually my second fridge that I've got downstairs. So I unfortunately don't come down here that often. So I've got food in here that is now spoiled, which I don't like. For example, you've got these broccoli here which have gone bad. I can't use them anymore. I've got drinks that just need to be sorted, and some other bits that just need to be thrown away. This was a truffle mixture that I made ages ago, and I just forget that I've got these things down in this fridge. So if you've got a main fridge, you could, have a look at what you've got in there post-Christmas. It's the perfect time to just be throwing out, expired or food that is not going to get eaten or get used. So I'm just going to have a little rejig in here. So there we go. I've just spent probably only a minute to 2 minutes just having a little declutter in there. It really does need a bit of a wipe out, but just in terms of having a bit of a sort, then it looks a lot better. Anything that is seasonal related is also really great to have a quick declutter through. So I'm talking, Christmas wrap, Christmas stickies and tags. I've even got things that I've used for Christmas craft this year, ribbon, things like that. I've also got here some little earrings, jewellery items that are seasonal, Christmas related, that I'm going to declutter. Things like this is really, fun, but it's also cheap jewellery. And I don't know about you, but I find that it actually hurts my ears if I've been wearing, these for too long. These are so cheap, so I think I'm just going to actually throw these away and just get something new next season if I want to wear something festive, because no one's going to want to actually wear these again if they've been in somebody else's ears. In terms of Christmas wrap, if you've got, a nice full roll of wrap still, then absolutely I would probably hold on to that. But any kind of, scraps that are just pieces of wrap and you're having to find a place to store them, then I would just declutter those, throw them away. And then in terms of, these sort of crafty type items, I go by the rule now where if I can, buy them again at a relatively cheap price, the minimalists have a rule called 20-20 rule, where if you can buy something for $20 or less, and it only takes you 20 minutes or less to be able to go and get that item, then just declutter it, because holding on to it and trying to find, storage for these kind of items is just more of a hassle than what it's worth to actually just go and buy it again. Christmas decor would be another item that I would have a look at just quickly if you can. I think it's a good idea if you look at the last 2 seasons of what decor you have used. Obviously you've got the decor that you're using at the moment for your Christmas tree, etc. But if you've got any items that you haven't used for 2 Christmases now, then I think it's probably safe to say that you can declutter it, because you may use some of your decor, one season, and then the next season you might not use it, but then use it, on alternate years. So I think that kind of stuff is, fine to keep. But if you haven't used it for 2 seasons in a row, then I think just have a good look at it and declutter it. This is like a Merry Christmas sort of strand. It's all tangled up, but yeah, I haven't used that for the last couple of seasons, so things like that can be decluttered fairly easily and quickly. Another quick decluttering project that you can do in your home is bathroom products, bathroom items that are not being used, or maybe they have been partially used but are not going to be finished. Anything like that either yourself or teenagers, anyone in the household is not going to be using anymore, then I like to just start collecting a box of these items and collect them over time and then give them away. There always will be someone in your community who will be grateful for either products that are brand new and are not going to be used, or are partially used. If you just advertise on a community page or something like that, there'll always be someone that'll put their hand up and will be grateful for those. Also, these types of items where you've used perfumes and you've used the whole bottle and they just tend to sit around. This one is empty, so I'm going to just take the top off this and recycle the bottle. And then these kind of things as well. This was a little gift set, perfume gift set that I got last Christmas, and they've all been used almost, but they've just been sitting on my desktop in my bedroom, and yeah, they're just empty now pretty much, so they need to go into the bin and be decluttered as well. All of this paper clutter, you might not have a huge amount coming into your home, but if you've got things mostly digitized, then you probably won't have a huge amount of paper clutter, but we all have it to some degree. So if you have a shredder, or even if you keep on top of this and just use a pair of scissors, or you could even burn it if you have the ability or facility to do that safely. But this is a very just quick 1 minute, 2 minute job that you could do easily, is just to get all of this shredded and get it out of your house. Your medication or vitamin cupboard or drawer is another really great, quick one that you can have a declutter through. I'll just show you mine down here. So this is a drawer that I've got, and I actually did a declutter of this a few weeks ago. I've just got most of my medications in a tackle box like this, but yeah, anything that's obviously expired or you haven't used for a long time, you really know that you're not going to use it again, or anything that's just old. I had bottles of ibuprofen, liquid ibuprofen and Pamol that I hadn't used for my kids for a long time, and so it was just time to get rid of them, move them on, because I knew that they were not going to get used again. My kids can swallow tablets now, so yeah, just have a good declutter. It doesn't take long of your expired or unused medications. And my last item that I've got, which is a really quick and easy declutter, is shopping bags. These reusable shopping bags that we all have in our homes now. They come in, varying fabrics and sizes and shapes and uses, and we've probably all got our own, favourite ones that we use. I know I've got, on top of all of these ones here, I've got more in my car as well, and I only use a certain number of them at a time. Certainly not all the ones that I've got here, and some of them definitely are my favourites. You know, I prefer them over the others. I've also got a cool bag here that I use for my frozen and cool products that I've bought from the supermarket. So yeah, I think these are another great and quick declutter item that you can go through. You know, we only need so many of these. We don't need hundreds and hundreds. So let go of the ones that are not your most favorite ones, or the ones that you don't find the most useful. Certainly if they're broken in any way, then just declutter them out of your home. Those were my 12 decluttering items that I feel you can do very quickly in only a minute or so. I hope this has helped someone, inspired someone, encouraged someone just to have a go at looking at these items in your own home and just having a very quick declutter before we head into 2025. If you like this video and would like to see more of this kind of content, then please subscribe and like, and it will really support my channel. And yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful New Year's celebration, whatever that is going to look like, and I will see you in 2025. Bye.